Hello, nice to meet you. Can you hear my voice well? Yes, nice to see you. Happy and Dory. As for Incheon, well, the live schedule is posted on my YouTube community page. Ah, here it is. Next week in October will be Jeonnam, Jeonbuk, and then the southern part of Gyeonggi province. So I think we will have the live session for Incheon in early November. Nice to see you, Yanghi. And I mentioned that I will talk about the YouTube paid membership soon. I think I will probably stop. I will just switch everything to public live. So today, we will talk about Jeonnam and Jeonbuk. So I will talk about these topics. The sale and rental prices in Jeonnam and Jeonbuk are currently rising. Now, if you look at the flower chart for the last 2 months, you can see that Jeonbuk is moving the farthest to the right. Jeonbuk is currently rising, and Jeonnam is also moving up to the upper right. Meanwhile, in Seoul, Incheon, Jeonnam, Daejeon, Busan, Gyeongbuk, Gyeonggi, Daegu, Gwangju, and Sejong, all of these areas are currently declining, with both sale and rental prices falling together. Didn't I cover Busan a while ago? I think I talked about Busan in early to mid-October. So it seems like it will take some time for Busan. So, right now, rental prices are dropping significantly in many areas. However, both sale and rental prices in Jeonnam and Jeonbuk are currently rising, but looking at the investment score, Jeonnam is only around 56 points. This means it's not very good for investment. Next, Jeonbuk has a score of 56.7, which is just slightly above the average. Overall, it doesn't seem to be a particularly good place for investment yet. If you look at Jeonnam, the sale prices are gradually increasing, but this is almost just a strong correlation. The rental prices show a weak correlation. Therefore, compared to the actual value, there is almost no bubble in the sale prices relative to the rental prices. Jeonnam is at -2% and Jeonbuk is at -9.7%. With these figures, it's hard to say that there is a significant bubble. Now, looking at the Housing Purchase Burden Index in Jeonnam, although the bubble is decreasing, it is still expensive. So at this level, it is almost similar to the bottom levels of around 2019 and 2020. But historically speaking, it is somewhat expensive. So what? In my view, it seems unlikely that it will drop to this level, so I will consider it around 2008. Shall we look from 2008 or 2009? In 2009, it looks like this. So if it drops the most, it could be around this level. Currently, it seems to be about 21%. However, considering the interest rate decline, it could drop a little over 15% at most. So currently, Jeonnam could drop by about 15%. The average rent has also fallen slightly below. Next, to income is expensive when less than 3 times, but now 3.7 times. Thus, it seems there is a bubble of about 15% to 20%. Currently, the rental yield is about 4.1%, with Jeonnam and Jeonbuk being slightly higher at around 4.2%. So it is a bit better than bank interest rate. However, historically speaking, it is still not that good. We need to look at Jeonnam's Yoseongwangs a little later. Next, the rental price ratio is currently around 76%, with Jeonbuk ranking first at 78%. A high rental price ratio indicates that it is a region where gap investment is possible. Looking at the PJR, which shows how expensive the sale price is compared to the rental price, it was indeed quite affordable. Since 2016, there has been almost no bubble in the sale prices compared to the actual rental prices. This level indicates a nearly bubble-free situation. Next, looking at the supply of new housing, Jeonnam has seen an increase in the number of new units from 2022, which was the lowest point, to 2023 and 2024. And now it is decreasing in 2025 and 2026. And let's also take a look at the uncertain supply. Looking at the uncertain supply, there is almost none. So, Jeonnam will have no new housing supply after around 2025 and 2026. Let's look at this quarterly to see how the supply decreases over the next few quarters. Hey, what is this? So, there hasn't been much supply, but in April 2026, or rather in the fourth quarter of 2026, there will be a huge supply. 6,800 units. Hey, I'm curious about where this is. I need to take a look at it. So, at this time, right? It might shake briefly. However, there will probably be no move-in units after the fourth quarter of next year. Therefore, in the case of Jeonnam, it is expected to improve a bit after the fourth quarter of next year, and unsold units are gradually The situation is that prices are rising very slightly and transaction volumes are still not increasing at all, remaining well below average. Additionally, there is almost no external investment at the moment. Furthermore, the amount of listings is quite high. Next, as you can see, the supply and demand for rentals is relatively decent and a score of 153 is not bad. However, the supply and demand for sales is still not good. Historically, as you can see, Jeonnam had very high rental supply scores of 170 and 180, but now it is not that high. So, as you can see, the amount of housing supply has not been small when viewed by year. Since there is quite a bit of supply, the rental demand does not seem to be very good right now. However, starting next year and the year after, as this supply decreases, I expect that rental demand will improve significantly from the year after next. Now, when real estate agents look at the situation, they see that both sales and rentals are somewhat improving. So, real estate agents believe that Jeonnam will be better in 3 months than it is now, while the population continues to decline. As you can observe in this particular scenario, the trend is that it is consistently falling in this manner quite frequently. If you take a closer look at the overall cumulative increase and decrease patterns from the previous yogurt, you will notice that there are significant fluctuations. These fluctuations are evident when you analyze the data over a period of time. The pattern of increase and decrease is not just a simple linear progression, but rather a complex series of ups and downs that reflect various influencing factors. This is something that can be seen clearly when you examine the detailed statistics and graphs that represent